Hey everyone, welcome back to Sham's Makeup Artistry. In today's video, I'm going to review the SuperStay Full Coverage Foundation by Maybelline. This is their 24-hour foundation and I picked out the shade 330, which is Toffee Caramel, and this foundation is a 30 ml of foundation. So I'm going to test out this foundation to see how it works on my skin. It is said to be a full coverage foundation, so I'm going to use my beauty blender or my Real Techniques face brush to apply this foundation. I have already applied my face primer. I actually used the Farcelli Unicorn Essence to apply the face primer. And this foundation retails for about $9.90. I'll definitely list down all the details on the description bar below. Without a further ado, let's just get started. It comes in a nice bottle packaging, and then it comes with a white cap which tends to get easily dirty. So let's just shake it up. I'm just going to do check-ins like after a couple of hours to let you guys know how this foundation works on my skin. I'm just going to apply the foundation and then I'll come back sharing my thoughts on them, and then I'll come back checking in between the hours that I can come back. So I'm just going to take one pump of this foundation. It is pretty thick when I actually pumped it out. It kind of looks like it will match my skin, but let's see. So I'm going to use my beauty blender. I usually like starting from my cheek area because that's where I need more coverage. It does give a pretty nice coverage, and the shade does match pretty well. Doesn't really show up on my dry patches because I do have like a combination to dry skin. A pretty decent coverage, but I still feel that I need some coverage over my cheek area. And I personally like applying this foundation with the beauty blender because I feel that with the brush it might apply a little bit streaky. So I'll go with the beauty blender with this foundation. Just a tiny little bit more for this side of my cheek, and then blending it all over my face. It's a pretty nice foundation. It does look good on the skin. Gives a beautiful coverage. For me personally, 1 to 1.5 pump. It doesn't feel like you have like a heavy foundation on the skin. I'm going to bring it to my neck. But I still feel that a little bit of my scars do show through. So a little bit more, just to see if it does cover up those marks. Now it does cover up pretty well, and this is how the foundation looks like on my skin. I'm just going to apply the entire face makeup, and then I'll come back to share my thoughts, my very first thoughts with you guys. So at the first go after applying makeup, this is how the foundation looks like on my skin. It pretty much wears well on my skin. I'm pretty happy with the shade itself, and I feel that the foundation is pretty matte. I just had to set my T-zone. Usually that's what I do. I kind of not set my cheek area because it's dry, so I usually set only my T-zone area with any foundation that I apply on my face, unless I feel the foundation is like way too shiny. With this foundation, I haven't noticed it getting oily yet on my face, but I do feel that this foundation oxidizes on the skin tad a little bit, very little from the point that I applied the foundation. So I'm going to see how it wears outside, and then I'll be back to check in with you guys. Probably in another couple of hours because I am not able to do like very quick check-ins, but I'll try to do a check-in while applying my lip product and also doing my hair and applying earrings and so forth on. Hi everyone, so I've already applied my entire face makeup including my lip product. So this is again how the foundation looks like on my skin. I personally do like how the foundation looks like on my skin. I'm actually looking at the mirror in front of me. I do feel the foundation does give a pretty good coverage. It doesn't feel heavy on the skin, and so far I do not see it getting oily, me running up and down trying to finish up this video at this point of time. So I'll come back again to check in with you guys in a couple of hours as I promised. So I'll come back again to check in with you guys to see how this particular foundation fares on my skin type. And thus far, I do like how this foundation feels on my skin. So that's about it for now till I see you again later. Hey everyone, I'm back to give you guys an update on the Maybelline Up to 24 Hours foundation that I've been wearing from 11 AM and now it's about 4:30. So I've been wearing this foundation for almost half the day, and this is how the foundation still looks like on my skin. I came on the camera not doing any kind of touch-ups. Basically, I did not even blot my skin. I usually like touching up my skin when it looks a little bit oily with my Kat Von D. This is their blotting powder in the shade Deep. This pretty much helps to keep the oil kind of at bay and the foundation looking still good. And this is how the powder shade looks like. So yet again, this is how the foundation still fares on my skin. I do see that my T-zone is slight oily. Today the weather is pretty cold. It's like 22 Fahrenheit here in Virginia, but I'm still getting oily on my T-zone area. So you can see that the shine does show through. I pretty much still do like this foundation. I'm looking at the mirror right here and I find that the foundation pretty much looks good. It's just that my nose area is a little bit oily. So I probably just need to touch up over my nose area. So I'm just going to pat a little bit blotting powder on my nose area and also on the area that I feel that it's kind of oily. So I'm going to do a check-in probably once or twice again before I remove the entire foundation. Of course, I'm not going to wear 24 hours to see how it works on my skin. But pretty much I do like how this foundation wears on my skin. It's kind of very difficult to get my skin matched with foundations when it comes to drugstore or even high-end foundation. So I'm kind of glad that I did find one that could match my skin tone pretty well. Again, this is Toffee Caramel. So I'll definitely be coming back again to share my thoughts with you guys as it goes. So right now it's about 4:45, so probably around 6:30 or 7 I will come back and do my last check-in, or let's see how far we can go with this foundation. Hey everyone, here I am once again to give you guys an update. Now it's about 6:35 and earlier I came in about 4 something to give you guys an update on how the foundation still looks on my skin. Even now I've not done any touch-up ever since I just blotted my skin and also applied the Kat Von D blotting powder on my face area. And this is how the foundation still looks on my skin. I do find that I will be using this foundation on a very frequent basis. It's a pretty good foundation. And I did not take any flash photography, so I'm not sure how it would work underneath the flash light. But I did take pictures outside, which I did not see a flashback using this foundation. So as a first impression at this point of time, I do really like this foundation. So I'm going to do a last update about past 8, whichever time that I can come in and give you guys the last update and my final thought on the Maybelline foundation. Hey everyone, so I'm back to give you guys a final update on the Maybelline foundation that I have been trying out throughout today from 11 AM and now it's about 8 PM. I personally really like this foundation. I do find that this foundation wears beautifully on the skin. Like I mentioned earlier, the foundation does get a little bit oily on my T-zone area. Typically, that's where I usually get oily, but it did not get like horribly oily or the foundation started to separate on my skin. It pretty much stayed just the way I applied it, and it just got the natural oil out of my skin. So my verdict and also my very first impression on the Maybelline Up to 24 Hours foundation, it's a go-to foundation for me, and I would definitely recommend it to any skin type, because I do have like a combination to dry skin, and even on my skin I do not see it emphasizing on my dry area. This foundation kind of wears beautifully on my skin, and I really like this foundation. The only thing that I felt that this foundation was doing to me was it oxidized a tad a little bit from the time that I applied the foundation, but yet again I really feel that it came to my skin tone. It did not really make me dark or anything like that, so that's kind of a plus point for this foundation. So would I recommend this foundation? Definitely yes. You guys got to check out this foundation. I believe that this foundation is available on Ulta website, and I got mine through Walmart. I actually walked into Walmart and I found a couple of shades available. Not all the shades were available, so I got lucky that I was matched to a right shade, and definitely a must-check foundation. So I do hope that you found my review, my very first impression on the Maybelline Up to 24 Hours foundation, being helpful for you guys to decide or not you're going to pick up this particular foundation. To my very next one, stay beautiful both inside and out. Give me a thumbs up, share all your love and support, and subscribe to my channel. Goodbye.